Hello, my astrology friends. This is Lada from AstroladaOfficial, and my presence for 2025 for you is the 12 signs, a summary of my 2025 video horoscopes in short, small packages of 10, 15, 20 minutes max per sign. I focus on Saturn, Jupiter, and Mars because these are the most important and active planets that show the tangible results you'll see in your life in 2025. But if you want the extended version of those videos, I have them on my website, 2.5 hours per each sign, where I cover Neptune changing signs, Uranus changing signs, the bisextile between Uranus, Pluto, and Neptune, Saturn-Neptune conjunction in Aries, the eclipses. Month by month I go there, but here this is a summary for you, for the major influences, so you know where to concentrate your efforts and where the best and the biggest gains from your efforts will come. So enjoy. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising 2025. Leo, this year there is a big focus on the so-called moksha or emotional houses. The 8th house will be lit this year. Saturn, Neptune there, a big part of the year. Venus, Mercury retrograde. The North Node is entering your 8th house, not the easiest of houses. And Mars, the first 4 months of the year, is retrograde and direct in your 12th house, another house, moksha house. So feelings will be very strong for you. Your inner world will be very rich. And you might think like nothing is happening externally so much. You're not seeing big changes there. But the true alchemy and miracle is happening on the soul level. These are astral houses. So there is almost like a cleaning process happening there in your subconscious. 8th house is buried traumas, 12th house is past lifetimes, even memories. Anything from, there might be more introspective energy towards you at moments this year. So don't beat yourself up if you don't feel like, oh, I'm like center stage and everything is kind of on the material level. No, it's happening on the spiritual level, the true magic. There can be some spiritual awakenings for Leos this period. People that are connected to psychology, to astrology, to self-introspection, they'll have an incredibly useful time, incredibly powerful time if you're working with a psychologist, with a counselor, if you're just even not necessarily, it can be happening naturally in your dream life. It can be happening in your imaginative life that you are healing yourself. These are healing houses. They're called moksha. Mars is there. Saturn is there most of the year, as I said, the North Node. Moksha houses is about liberation and disconnecting from material attachments. So sometimes there's some reversals and losses that happen. Don't want to scare you, but it is possible that there's certain aspect of your previous life that you were very attached to. It's taken away from you, or you leave it behind. But that's because it wants, these planets in these liberation houses, those emotional houses, want to free your soul from the attachment to what is. And the more spiritual houses to turn within, to seek for the mystical, the intangible in some way. They're fantastic to study anything connected to astrology or human design or psychology or about the secrets of life, or to do research if you're more academically minded person. The 8th and 12th houses, where all the action is happening, is connected to studying, to research, to digging deep. Whether you're exploring your traumas or whether you're studying science and microbiology, this is all research and digging within an introspection. And there is an element of a bit of an alone time that you need to spend more to work through those energies. But the ultimate goal of all those planets in your emotional houses is to clean up the astral, to clean up the old, all the feelings that you've generated from past lifetimes, whether it's the 12th house or traumas. Bring them to the surface, experience them, release them. This is the meaning of those houses. Release them, and it can feel intense at moments, but ultimately it's cleaning up the astral body so it can feel much lighter, like a feather, not held down by the fetters of the past and the festering feelings of pain. So there is a lot of work about healing, forgiving, letting go, releasing certain aspects of your life. Mars, especially the first 4 months of the year, is really helping you let go of and rethink some self-sabotaging behaviors. It can be addictions. Everyone has some addictions. For some it's food, for others it's something emotional, for others it's substances. Mars there can really help you put your energy to fix such kind of stuff. And Mars is fixer-upper, to change it, to fix it in some way. Also, Mars in the first 4 months in your 12th house can also mean that you're working behind the scenes on something, preparing, fixing something, redoing it a few times, but it's mostly fixing your psychology, your mental. And there is a lot about mental health that is being reworked in your, that is trying to push you to the next level and to get you out of the hole sometimes. Sometimes people can enter into holes. I'm not saying if you're Leo you are, but it's these two planets, Saturn, Mars, Neptune, they're trying to dig you out of some psychological hole this year, trying to help you bring to the surface what hasn't been reworked. Plus, Mars in the 12th house can mean that you have some dealings with abroad the first 3-4 months, that you're doing something behind the scenes as well. Worst case scenario, sometimes one can feel a bit more tired with Mars is in the 12th house for a long time, or a little bit that internal, the action is on the internal, in your sleep, dream world, it can be very busy and so on, rather than the external behind the scenes. If you have someone who works in a lab, who is working, preparing some plan, but is still not putting it out to the world, especially the first 3-4 months. And Mars as well, there can indicate don't enter the first 3-4 months into hidden enemies. You might reveal them, some secrets. These two houses are houses of secrets. A lot of, anything that is hidden from you, whether it's your emotions that are self-sabotaging you and traumas, or whether it's someone else who is behind your back doing something wrong. You're discovering such things. It's not fun always, but you don't want such people around, you kind of, all those conspiracies that might be happening behind you, decipher them. Plus, you're like an X-ray now. You're really attuned to if there's something wrong or something that is untoward happening in the world or in your personal life, you smell it out and you call it out and you cut it off. This is the power of those hidden houses. But people who are psychologists, in the mystical astrologers, this is very powerful insights for them and period of working with those energies. So a lot of internal work here, Leo. But don't worry, it's not just internal work. You have the first 5 months of the year. Jupiter, first 6 almost, is in your 11th house. This is the happiest house for Jupiter. Jupiter loves being in this 11th house. They call it in Western astrology the joy of Jupiter when it's there. So Jupiter will give you a lot of rewards. This is the house of rewards, material, social, recognition, financial as well. So somehow Jupiter is protecting you till June a lot, to get even to be financially well, to get recognition for something, to be more popular, to make more social contacts. So it's not just this introspection. There is a lot of social element to you the first 5 months of the year as well. You can make lifelong friendships now. Because I'm a Leo moon and I'm also feeling this energy since Jupiter entered our 11th house from the middle of 2025. I became way more social, 2024, way more social. I made a lot new friends. And when Jupiter is in the 11th house, the friendships you make, they might take 12 years, or contacts. It's not necessarily like buddy-buddy friendships. They might be contacts with others, networking in some way. And the people that you meet now till the middle of the year, they will be beneficial for you for the next 12 years. At some point, maybe in 2-3 years from now, or maybe immediately, they would introduce you to something, to some new opportunity, new ideas that you can do together, or they can be like a door for you to fulfilling some dream or long-term goal of yours. Like benefactors can appear as well for you. I remember every time Jupiter transits the 11th from Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, I meet some new people. And for example, 3 years ago, when Jupiter was in my 11th, from the Sun, I met a group of 3 or 4 girls. And now that Jupiter is in the 11th from my moon, with those girls, we're doing some amazing things, some amazing ideas. We're getting closer. And I know those will be friendships for life. So yes, open yourself to others as well while you're doing the internal work. Something comes to you from others. Plus, if you're in business, this is very beneficial the first 5 months. More clients, more public exposure, gaining more followers if you want, because that's, connecting with others. This is more ideas for gainfulness or large goal plans that you can implement. Or if you've been working on some long-term goal or plan of yours for some time, or starting now with Jupiter in the 11th, you'll be blessed when Jupiter is there. And from June, Jupiter moves into your 12th house. Mars is not there anymore. It's moving somewhere ahead. And whatever was happening on the subconscious, if there was some internal battle with your inner demons or sleep problems sometimes, Jupiter in the 12th house for 1 year from June 2025 to June 2026 will improve all of this. So for example, your sleep, if you have any sleep problems, will improve with Jupiter in the 12th. If some internal battles will be healed, there will be a lot of forgiveness. We come again, this 12th house gets activated. There will be forgiveness and healing if some secrets were unburied. There will be healing of that and letting go. Jupiter is allows us to be very forgiving when it's in the 12th house, to see from a much higher mystical perspective the bigger picture and to release the pain. A lot of psychological healing. And it stays there for a year. And also it gives you access to foreign countries. Very easy access to foreign countries. If you want to relocate somewhere or get citizenship or whatever, do it when Jupiter enters in your 11th house, not when 12th house, not when Mars is there the first 4 months, because that's more of a struggle there. But from June onwards, you get the green light for it. Also, you might have a much more powerful intuition than other times when Jupiter enters your 12th house. You might start seeing things, feeling things, and it will be right. It will be correct. And of course, Saturn most of the year stays in your 8th house. So it's, and if you want to travel, Jupiter in the 12th house is wonderful, especially more exotic, faraway places. Or if you want to research and study something and go into deep kind of insights, a lot of deep insights come when Jupiter is in the 12th house. Wow, I have had my best astrology insights then, my biggest realizations in life. And it's almost like downloads. You download things when Jupiter is in the 12th. And there's like a connection with spirit guides, very likely. Or I always had the best readings with psychics that are life-defining. Because this is the knowledge that comes to you from the invisible worlds. And Jupiter there, blesses, illuminates. Jupiter illuminates the dark spots of your subconscious. Your shadow self that you feared, or the unknown, or if you have some internal battles or mental health problems, start improving when Jupiter goes into the 11th. And you're easier to let go of old bad habits, addictive behaviors with ease. Jupiter is easy planet. While Saturn in your 8th house, you have to be very meticulous with your finances because it's opposing the 2nd as well, Mars there, especially with taxes, with insurances, with inheritances. It implies sometimes that people have to do some work in regards to inheritance in rare occasions, but it still can happen that someone passes away and you're dealing with such matters. But sometimes it's just that you need to tighten up the belt financially with your partner a little bit, and that's the last of Saturn in your 8th house. You've had it already for a year and a half to there, and you're starting to come out of that. Or maybe you're working extra hard in a partnership with another to increase or to stabilize finances. Or maybe your 8th house can be connected to your partner's finances and resources, that they are, or that you together say you're saving something for something with a partner. So you need to tighten a belt because these are mutual finances with a partner together. Saturn sometimes can decrease the libido in the 8th house, can make it a bit more dry, but at the same time, it has an important job there to help us control our compulsion. So that's very good time for any compulsive behaviors to be under control. to confront those inner demons, as I said. And from the second part of the year, Jupiter helps a lot. There'll be a lot of pressure of your subconscious and your psyche when Jupiter enters your 12th house. And Saturn moves for 3 months into your 9th house, from where it will support you, Leo. But only the first 3-4 degrees Leo will feel it now, the very early Leos, but you can still feel the 9th house influence of Saturn in June, July, and August. And then Saturn comes back fully into 2026, into your 9th house. And that will be time to really, dharmic house. You're moving from feelings to what is your mission in life, what is your purpose, the higher meaning, to some very high-minded topics when Saturn enters and when it leaves the 8th house, it feels much lighter psychologically and emotionally, because Saturn in the 8th house puts pressure on the astral body, because Saturn is the cleaner. It wants to clean the astral body of all the things that are gathered there. But when it moves to the 9th house and joins Neptune sometime in July and then in February 2026, in the early degrees of your 9th house, Leos will be called, and that starts a new 35-year cycle of Saturn and Neptune. And you're the visionary for it, because it's happening in your 9th house of higher vision. You're the prophet of this new cultural and world order, because Saturn and Neptune, when they join together, always some kind of new world order comes. New ideals that are manifested into society through law, through the governments. And somehow, whatever new world order or new ideals are coming, you're the messenger, because 9th house is your higher house. 9th house is your house of downloading ideas, of seeing the bigger picture, seeing where things are going. So you'd be very much aligned to those new age time. So I think you'll be one of the signs that really thrives for many years ahead, because Saturn-Neptune conjunction is happening in your luckiest house. So the Saturn-Neptune will bring new inspirations to you, new vision for the future. You'll be really channeling God's ideas into the world, into your own personal life. So you start on a new journey. The 9th house, the house of journey. A new journey that is magical, that is getting you closer to God, that is getting you closer to your luck. 9th house, your dharma, the good things you deserve in life, that you've worked them out in a past lifetime, making you also become a person who is more moral. You'll be like the moral compass for others for years and years ahead. So some of you Leos over the next years, 3 or 4, not immediately in 25 necessarily, might be asked to be teachers, might be asked to be like a moral compass, or to be guides of others, to be mentors of others. You might find your mentor and guide sometime over the next 2-3 years with Saturn and Neptune there. You might find your higher calling. You might find your new direction to study something new that will bring meaning for you. So 26, 27, 28 might be years of intense studying, because you found a new purpose, of intense dedication to some goal or ideal, or that you are almost like a channel for in some way. And also you might have a mission abroad, or connected to foreign people, connected to spirituality or teaching in some sort, mentoring, or to some international business or whatever. But this is what Leo, Saturn, Neptune, and there's a lot more stuff that I speak about Saturn, Neptune for you there, but it's in my 2025 extended video. And Uranus is starting to help. So Neptune starts helping Leo with the trine. Saturn starts helping Leo with the trine. Uranus starts helping Leo with the trine. This year, just for a few months, all those planets will dip there. But 2026, my God, is going to be your year, Leo, because then Jupiter will enter your sign, and then it's time to shine. And Uranus is fully into your 11th house, Neptune and Saturn in your 9th, all only positive aspects towards you. Only very helping to transform society, to transform and to awaken new sources of income, to be more gainful, to be more popular, to implement big ideas, and you'll be like the leading head there. But that's now it's kind of a bit more preparatory stage with all those 12, 8 houses influences where you're shading, healing psychologically, emotionally. You get a glimpse of the new ideas when Saturn and Neptune move into Aries, you start feeling like, okay, something is forming here, I have a new inspiration, and then they dip back into your 8th house. But from 2026, all the planets come to help you together. Get ready. Your last year of a bit more resting, and then you're on.